Welcome, badasses, back to the podcast. Today, I am going to give you some insight into the reason why I conquered binge eating and stayed binge free. The reason why my high-level mentorship clients inside of my academy are the ones who skyrocket their progress and not just stop binge eating, but stay binge free for life. This isn't going to be an episode where it's like, okay, here's step one and then here's step two. I'm talking more about the level of support that I personally got when I was on my journey and why I structured my program, the Academy, to be the format and the way that it is in specifics. So on my journey, I committed to a program. It was high-level support. It was a group program. I went VIP because that's just who I am, and there was also some one-on-one coaching involved as well too. But this was a high-level mentorship space. This wasn't a 30-day program, a 2-week program, an 8-week program, a 7-week program. This was a long-term program. It was the highest level of support. And many of my clients think the same way that I thought when I was back on my journey, because I said to myself, like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. Like, if I truly want to end 10 years of restricting and binging and obsessing over food and just feeling free and at ease around food and loving myself more and developing self-confidence and healing my relationship with food, I knew that that was not going to happen overnight. I was not interested in a short-term program. Again, I'm just sharing my thought process because I thought to myself, like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, which means I'm not going to half-ass it, which means I'm not looking for a quick fix. I'm not looking for the cheapest option, the shortest option. It's like, I know the level of support that I'm desiring, and I'm going to go all in with that. And so I joined this program, and it was high-level support. Like, every single week, we're on coaching calls on Zoom. My mentor got to learn about my situation. You know, at the time, I was living at my parents' and my uncle was also living with us. And something that I really struggled with was eating in front of other people. And that just made it a little bit more complicated. And I remember my mentor giving me exact coaching in terms of what I needed for my particular situation, having my uncle live with us. I was a health and fitness coach at the time, and there was so much shame about, I love eating healthy, I can work out, but like, what the heck and bob is happening? I am sabotaging myself. Like, I could have a bomb workout, I can eat super healthy, and then every night I'm just like literally mindlessly snacking. Like, it just doesn't make sense. And there was so much shame. And my mentor was able to give me the customized support that I specifically needed. The nighttime was really, really challenging for me. And my mentor was able to give me exact coaching that I specifically needed. This wasn't a course. This was real in the moment coaching. And that's why I wanted that, because I knew that my situation, and sure, everyone's situation is kind of similar, but also everyone's situation is kind of different. Like, you know, there are some people who have like IBS and digestive issues. There are some people who struggle more in the evening compared to during the day. There are some people who have a really stressful job. And I wanted somebody to be able to support me in what I was personally going through. I didn't want to watch a video that talked about binge eating or like, this is what to do, because it wouldn't be customized to me and like what I specifically needed. I wanted to be able to every single week ask my questions. I am somebody who loves learning, but I also love asking specific questions. Like, if I was, having a social event come up that weekend, I wanted to get support on how I could navigate it in the best way possible. I wanted people to ask my questions. I wanted to be able to, have personalized mentorship based off of my situation. And that was truly a game changer. Again, I wasn't interested in a course. I wasn't interested in something that was self-paced because, that's all great, but I knew a lot of what to do. It's like everyone knows, like, don't give in to your urges, okay? You got to shift your mindset, you got to get back into with your hunger and fullness cues. And it's like, it's one thing to know all those things, but it's another to actually implement. And even when I learned the information, again, I still had questions. I still had a hard time. And I'm going to be so honest, like, I had a hard time not giving into my urges because they were so uncomfortable. And so it wasn't just, here's what to do. It's, okay, well, let's talk about your love-hate relationship with binge eating. Let's talk about the fear of giving this up. Let's talk about releasing shame. Let's talk about leaning into the fear and, being able to eat in front of other people. Like, there's so many other things involved. And so that was the level of support that I got, and it was exactly what I needed. Real in the moment, high level mentorship where my mentor got to learn me. I was, part of another, the community. So I really, felt less alone, and that transformed my relationship with food. And so once I healed and I stopped my binge eating, I, of course, started coaching other women. Now, even before this, like I mentioned, I was a health and fitness coach, and the way that I structured my program was the academy. Now, obviously, when I was health and fitness coaching, it was different information compared to the academy now, which is all about, rewiring your brain, being able to become binge-free for life, like really step into your binge-free life, not just conquer binge eating, not just stop binge eating, but actually be able to stay binge-free as I have been able to do for over the past 5 years. And so the academy was the first ever program I created. Again, even when I was health and fitness coaching, the structure of what was included was, the structure hasn't changed because I know what helps you get results. I knew that a comprehensive program will give you everything that you need to stop binge eating. So the academy is set up the way that it is for a reason. Now, the academy is not for everyone, but I really created the academy for someone that really wanted a comprehensive approach. For someone who is like, yes, if I'm going to do this, I'm going all in. For someone who's not interested in a course. For someone who doesn't want to watch videos and not have a mentor to have support with. I wanted to really create the academy as this like all-in-one solution where it's like, I know exactly what you need to stop your binge eating. And if you're the type of person who's all in, you're like, yes, I'm ready to do this. This is so important for me. It's a top priority. I created the academy for that person. So you have an entire portal of trainings. So you know exactly what to do to stop binge eating using my famous root and rewire process. Because you got to get to the root of your binge eating. You got to rewire your brain. You need to know the strategy, how to stop giving into your binge urges, or else your urges are going to keep popping up no matter how motivated you are, right? So you need to actually know the strategy. There's an entire portal of trainings, and this literally, there's trainings on everything that you need, like secret eating, what to do before a binge, what to do after a binge. What else is there? How to stop nighttime mindless snacking. How to turn your binge-free days into your binge-free weeks and binge-free months. How to actually get to the root of your binge eating so you actually understand why you're binge eating, and then rewiring your brain so your urges stop popping up. There's trainings on how to eat what you're craving without it spiraling into a binge, which is so important. There's literally trainings on absolutely everything you need to know. How to get back in tune with your hunger and fullness cues. So you can easily just simply eat when you're hungry, stop when you're full. Quieting the food noise in your mind. How to actually be in a body that you feel so damn confident in. How to be able to process your emotions so that it doesn't matter how stressful you are, how bored you are, how lonely you are. It doesn't matter what emotion pops up for you. It's like you know how to process your emotions and you don't need food. How to actually make better food and lifestyle choices without feeling restricted. How to be able to navigate social events, the dessert table, all the things, family comments, without leaving feeling overly full. So you have the entire portal. So it's like you can watch all the trainings and learn the information, and that's great. But again, I always say that knowledge without implementation is actually not that powerful. It's the implementation which is going to change your life. So you watch all the trainings, and then every single week we get on Zoom and you have mentorship calls with me. And these are the most important. No more second guessing. It's like you've learned the tools, right, by watching the trainings, but now I help you implement it I help you implement the tools in a way that's actually customized to you. Just like I shared, it's like, I have some clients who are like, Lorna, my job is so stressful and I need to support them with that while also navigating their relationship with food because they're in a different position with, let's say, someone who maybe doesn't work. I have clients who are stay-at-home moms and they have 3 children and it's like, how do I have me time? I just feel so busy all day. And then in the evening, that's when I mindlessly snack because it's finally me time, right? So it's like, although everybody that comes to work with me, has similar situations. Okay, I'm thinking about food a lot. I'm feeling urgy. I know that I'm mindlessly snacking when I'm not hungry. I want to feel better in my own skin. Everyone has like a general overview, like kind of similar reason why they come to work with me, but also everyone has individual things that they want to work on, right? And that's why these calls are so important. You might hear me give mentorship coaching to somebody, and this happens all the time where I'm like supporting somebody, and then another client was like, I didn't even know that I needed that coaching, but that was so helpful. Or I'm so glad that you brought this up because, I'm actually going through that exact same thing as well too. Right? So the customization is so important. It's not just watch the trainings. Like that's fantastic. It's okay. Let me actually, you can come on Zoom. Okay. First of all, share a win because I celebrate my clients all the time. And then it's like, let's dive into your specific situation. Okay, what was going on this week? Where's your mind at? I've had so many clients who, they'll be like, okay, I haven't binged in a month or 2. But then they start thinking like, is this actually going to last? Am I someone who can actually sustain this? Will urges never pop up again? And I have to help them with their mindset in being able to sustain what they've created, not let their mind, freak out about when their next urge is going to be, but actually have complete confidence that they can actually sustain this long term, right? So again, I call these really like momentum boosting calls because every single week you leave feeling freaking in momentum, ready, fired the heck up to conquer because you have the exact game plan for yourself. Again, you're not just watching trainings. You watch the trainings, you come on the calls, you can ask your specific questions. I created game plan for you specifically, and every single week you're like, okay, I know what to do. And this is why the clients in the academy freaking skyrocket their progress because there's no second guessing. Like you're not waiting a month for a coaching call. You don't even have to wait, and I'm going to get into this. You don't even have to wait like a day because there's actually in the moment support throughout the week. It's like having me in your back pocket. So whenever there's a specific question, let's say it's like a Tuesday afternoon, for example. Let's say it's a Tuesday afternoon and you're kind of feeling impulsive and a little snacky and you're not hungry. It's like you're going to know exactly how to comfort yourself without caving in and just grabbing the cookies. When maybe you were in a reactive conversation with your husband and you're freaking triggered and all you want to do is eat to make you feel better, I'll help you take your power back and ground yourself within minutes. So you don't have to wait until a coaching call to ask your questions. You don't have to wait for a bunch of people to go first. The academy is top priority support. It's a very intimate, small group. So if you're like, yeah, I don't want to be in a freaking community with 100 people. I don't want to be on a call hearing everyone else, like what they're going through. It's like, I just want like customized coaching for myself. And I want to be able to ask my specific questions and have direct coaching based off of what I need. This is the academy. This is the academy. Weekly calls every single week. We hop on Zoom. You have your game plan. You're seen, you're celebrated, you're loved on. You know exactly what to do to feel less impulsive every single day. You know exactly how to stay binge free. You know exactly how to turn your binge free days into your binge free months without getting in your head about it. And then if there's a question in between our weekly calls, you drop it into our community or Slack, and I'm right there. I'm voice messaging you. Like in the moment, literally one voice message can literally change your day around. You have a question and I got you. Like I'm in your back pocket. It's not like, oh, I have to wait until next week. Okay. Like, no, because maybe when next week comes, like you've already figured out what to do, or maybe, maybe you've overeaten, but next week it's like you're feeling better. It's like, okay, well, like I want to give you in the moment support. This is what I mean by it's high level customized support. I actually didn't have that on my journey, but I was like, I'm going to give this to my clients because I don't want you having to wait like a week. It's like this changes the game. You make faster progress because it's like you don't have to wait. It's like, this is exactly what I'm going through. I'm going to need a mindset shift in the moment. And sometimes it's not about asking questions. Like sometimes my clients don't have questions, but it's like, hey, I'd love your perspective on this. Or what do you think about this? Or, I'd love to just like, be able to not have an urge pop up this week. Like, can you give me some tools or mindset shifts to think about so that I can make that my reality this week? Yes, 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 yes. I'm actually doing a week of private coaching with a client who's inside of Conquer. And she's like, I didn't even think like how powerful this could be. I'm not even 2 days in. Like she did one full day with me and it was like 8 a.m. the next day. And she's like, this has been transformative. And it's so true. It's like, man, when you just have a mentor in your back pocket and you never have to like second guess yourself, it's life changing. So you got the weekly calls for personalized coaching based off of your situation. Then you have in the moment coaching and support. You have all the portal of trainings to watch and re-listen to. Like even one of my clients, she's like, okay, like I've been, getting better at not really having any urges, but the evenings is kind of still a little bit of a struggle. So she went into the portal and she watched all the trainings on how to navigate the evenings. So it's like you have that always at all times to refresh your memory, to go back to. So you have that. And then something that we also do is monthly breathwork sessions. This is one of the most powerful things you can do. My clients love this. Breathwork allows you to get out of your head into your body where you can actually tap into your beautiful intuition. You're more calm, you're more grounded throughout the day. You're present. You're less snappy. You don't impulsively go into the pantry when you're not hungry. It's like you know how to regulate your nervous system. So this is like, again, another thing to expedite your journey to becoming binge free. Like I know exactly what it takes. You need the strategy, you need the information, which is the portal of trainings. You need the personalized mentorship, like someone who actually gets you. You need, in the moment support. You don't have to wait. And then it's like every single month you are feeling more grounded. You're regulating your nervous system. You're literally becoming less impulsive with food. You're reducing your stress. You're calming your anxiety. You're tapping into your beautiful intuition, which is so powerful because the more you can tap into your beautiful intuition, the more you know, is this a craving? Is this an urge? Is this a habit? Am I just mindlessly snacking? Do I want this food? Do I want this food? It's like you make choices around food. Like it becomes so much easier. You're not snappy. You're not reactive. You're calm. You're grounded. When you're calm and you're grounded, you're not rushing to the pantry. When you're calm and you're grounded, you're not reactive in conversations. So I created the most comprehensive, in-depth program that will not just help you stop binge eating, but easily maintain it for years to come, just like I've done over the past 5 years. Every single client that has gone through the academy, they've messaged me like a year and a half later. One of my clients just messaged me and she's like, it's been a year and 4 months and I'm still completely binge free. Like, this is life-changing work. Why? Because she didn't join something for 30 days. She didn't not have my support. I got to know her. I gave her the exact coaching and mentorship that she needed for her specific situation. She plugged in. She came onto our coaching calls. She asked her questions. She leaned in. She watched the training. She implemented the tools. And I'm gonna be talking about the academy so much more because honestly, this is what you need. Like, this is truly what you need. It's everything that you need. And again, it's not for everyone, but for the person that's serious about conquering binge eating, this is where you need to be. For the person that's already you've made pretty good progress, right? But you're like, I can't confidently say that I'm binge free yet. I can't confidently say that I never think about food. Like, the academy's for you. Because there's so many things that I could dive into with you in terms of mindset. Like, even if you're like, okay, like I'm not really feeling urgy anymore. I'm not really having any binges, but I'm kind of still overeating. I'll support you with that. Maybe you're not really binging, but when you're emotional, that's when you comfort yourself with food. I can support you with that. I had another client that just joined this past weekend and she knows a lot of what to do, but there's a little bit of a disconnect between knowing and actually implementing. And that's why she's like, I know the academy is the level of support that I need because of the high level accountability, the support. And I don't mean accountability like I'm going to hold your hand. It's accountability in terms of like every single week I'm showing up for myself. I had another client in the academy and she was like, the academy is accountability, but not in the sense of, again, like hand holding, but it's more like, there's skin in the game. Like, it's an investment. It's an investment of time and also energy and money, right? It's like, I show up every single week and it's like, how can you not make progress when you're so plugged in? So I'm just obsessed with the academy and for the women that really want to do this work with me and like go all in, because this is the type of program that I personally was part of when I was on my journey. And it's really what, supports my highest level clients in the most efficient way. It's the most comprehensive, in-depth program. I actually interviewed 3 clients inside of my academy, and they all have 4 things in common, which is why they don't have crazy binges anymore. They invested in the highest level of support in the academy. They said it's a top priority. Like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going all in. So they went straight to the top. They're like, I want the highest level of support. If I'm going to do this, I want to be able to get personalized coaching from you. They continue to show up, even after a session of overeating. Because when most people would get in their head thinking, oh no, like, what do I do? It's like they would come on a coaching call, we'd have a conversation, and boom, they would literally get snapped back into their power and know exactly how to prevent their next binge. They came on the weekly mentorship calls with me. They knew exactly what shifts to make. They committed long term. All these 3 clients have been working with me for over a year. They're not interested in a quick fix, a 30-day program, a little mini challenge. It's like they knew that they spent 10, 20, 30 years restricting, dieting, over-exercising, binge eating, that they wanted to be able to sustainably shift their mindset so they can spend the rest of their life no longer having urges pop up, being in a body that they felt so comfortable in, actually being able to eat like a normal person who doesn't obsess over what they ate. So the academy is 6 months. It's personalized coaching and mentorship to a small group of badasses who are ready to say good frickin' bye to binge eating for good. And I'm not talking about a month, 2 months, the rest of your life, because you completely shifted your identity out of binge eating. You have direct mentorship from me, so everything is customized. You know exactly what you specifically need to do. Not like, what is this video telling me? It's like, no, I get to know you and your situation. You want the highest level of support. Conquering binge eating is the top priority for you. You don't want to be part of like this big, massive group chat. You're just like, I just need to know. I want to be able to plug in, ask my specific questions, get the support that I need, and then boom, go take action. So this is your Binge Free Life Academy. I actually rebranded it to your Binge Free Life because literally everyone who comes into the academy and works with me at this high level, it's like they stop binge eating and then they become binge free for life because I'm in it. Like, if you're wondering, like, Lorna, what do you do all day? I'm like, I'm in it with my academy clients. Like, that's personally where I'm at because of the high level of support. And I do cap it. It's not a specific amount of clients in the academy, but I do tap it based off of my energy. And, I want to be able to give the highest level of support to these clients. So it's not a big group. It's a very intimate, exclusive group. So when you come in, it's like, that you're going to get all of your questions answered. When you come in, that you're going to know exactly what you specifically need to do. And it's changed my life. And, when I was on my journey and, the format, and it's so supportive for all my clients as well too. So this is truly the place that you can be in. Again, this is not for everyone. If you're like, no, I'm not interested in, doing things sustainably, well, then you're in the wrong place. But truly, everyone that's listening to this podcast wants to do things sustainably. You're not here for a quick fix. You're like, if I'm going to freaking do this, I want to go all in. And that's how you really know that the academy is for you. So if you're like, yes, oh my goodness, yes. Like, I want to be able to ask my specific questions. I am all in. Like, I am so committed to this process. I don't want to watch a freaking training video and then figure out how to implement the tools. Like, I want to be able to have you in my back pocket. This is where you need to be. So you can message me on my Instagram, Academy, and I will send you the details. We'll make sure it's a perfect fit and we can go from there. But I'm so fired up. I'm so excited. And it's just truly an honor to support the clients inside who are just so committed to this process. And that's another thing too. The people that you're surrounding yourself with also value themselves at a very high level. They're also the most committed. So it's like you're going to be surrounded by people who are committed. They're all in. This is a top priority for them. It's like you're going to be surrounded by those types of people. And I know that you have very high standards for yourself. You love getting the highest level of support, and you're going to be around other people who value that as well too, which is so, so, so special. So message me on my Instagram or Facebook, wherever we're connected, the word Academy. Again, I will send you all the details. We'll make sure that it's a perfect fit, and you can literally be on our next coaching call in a few days. So I'm fired up. I'm excited. This transformed my relationship with food. It's transformed my clients' lives, and it's just wonderful. And I was even actually talking to a client who has the access to me in Slack, and she's like, yeah, you're not just a binge eating coach. It's it's so wonderful that I can just, go about my day and get your feedback on something whenever I need it. You're this life coach, and it really is life-changing. So I'm so excited to be able to support you guys in this in-depth, comprehensive 6-month program. That's everything that you need to conquer binge eating and stay binge free. If you feel called, if you feel pulled, message me and I'll send you the details. I cannot wait to see you inside. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and we will see you guys soon.